Come read with me. I'm back to my Judy Blume story that I was reading earlier, and I'm going to carry on from Judy graduated from high school in 1956 and was accepted at Boston University. She planned to study education so she could become a teacher. But she knew that she would also be looking for a husband in the 1950s. Most young women were encouraged to get married and have children as soon as they could. They didn't always plan to have careers. Many women who did work quit their jobs as soon as they got married. Attending college was one way to meet your young man who would soon have good jobs. Just before she left for Boston, Judy began to feel sick. She was very tired all the time. Within 2 weeks of starting college, she couldn't even go to classes. Finally, she went to a doctor and was told she had mononucleosis, which is sometimes called mono. Judy was sent back home to New Jersey. It took months for Judy to fully recover. She decided not to go back to Boston. Instead, she enrolled at New York University, NYU, which is in New York City and was much closer to home. During her sophomore year, Judy met a law student named John Bloom. They began to date. After 10 months, they were engaged. Their wedding day was set for August 15th, 1959. Then a few weeks before the wedding, Judy's father died suddenly. Judy and her father had been very, very close. She was heartbroken. The family knew he would have wanted everything to go on as scheduled, though, and that he would have wanted them all to have a good time. But it was hard for Judy to have happy memories of her wedding day. Judy graduated from NYU in 1961 with a degree in education. That same year, her daughter, Randy, was born. Her son, Lawrence, known as Larry, was born 2 years later in 1963. The Blooms settled into a home in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Judy didn't have much in common with the other mothers in town. She tried to do the same things they did. She took golf and tennis lessons, but she didn't really enjoy them. She went shopping, but bored her. She didn't have any close friends in her neighborhood. Mary had also gotten married, but she lived in New York City and the two friends rarely got together. Judy felt lonely. She often felt sick, which, just like she had as a child, she thought it was because she wasn't happy. Judy seemed to have everything: a husband and two wonderful children who she loved very much, and a beautiful house in a nice town, but she wanted something more. Chapter 3. Mom writes books for little children. In the 1960s, when both Randy and Larry had started school, Judy had a lot more free time. She noticed the world changing around her. African Americans and American women were fighting for their rights and equality. Rock music, movies, and art were all encouraging people to do what made them happy instead of others expecting them to do. You can see all the protesting down there. Judy felt frustrated. She wanted to do something. She had been very creative as a child, but had not used the creativity in a long time. She tried writing songs. She tried making and selling felt banners, and she wondered what else she could try. What not write stories? This was Judy's best idea yet. Protests. All her life, Judy had made up stories. She told her children stories, and she invented stories for herself while she washed dishes or did other housework. It had never occurred to her that she could actually be a writer. It was time to try. Judy began to write stories for children. She remembered her own childhood in a great detail, so it made sense to write about her youth. She wrote picture books and drew the pictures herself, though she didn't think she was a very good artist. Early responses to her work were not very encouraging. Publishers rejected her story and book ideas. She showed her work to one of John's friends who had studied literature in college. He told her that she couldn't write. One publisher sent back one of her picture books with a note that said she had no talent and should just give up. Sad. But Judy didn't give up. Instead, she just kept writing. She studied books by popular children's authors such as Beverly Cleary, Louise Fitzhugh, and E.L. Konigsberg, and tried to learn from them. She still couldn't get any publishers interested in her work, though. Then one day she received a notice in the mail. New York University was offering a class on how to write for children. It was perfect timing. The class seemed to be exactly what Judy needed. And it was. Each week at home, Judy wrote pages and pages of new stories. Then one night a week, she took the train into New York City for her class. Her professor saw that Judy had a talent for writing about real kids and very real situations and told her to stick with it. Beverly Cleary, 1916 there's a picture of her. One of the authors that she liked to read. As a young girl in Oregon, Beverly Cleary struggled to learn to read, but at a kind school librarian found books to help her improve, and eventually Beverly fell in love with reading. Beverly herself gave up to become a school librarian when she had a hard time finding books that would appeal to kids who had difficulty reading. She decided to start writing her own. In 1950, her first novel, Henry Higgins, was published. She followed that with a series of books about kids who lived in Henry's neighborhood, including her most famous character, Ramona Quimby. Her stories were based on characters and events she remembered from her childhood. Beverly Cleary has written more than 40 books that have sold over 91 million copies. She has won many awards and influenced other children's books authors, including Judy Blume. Sounds like she's the kind they keep in school. Those ones really sell books. I'm going to put a little stopper in here and take a break. Thank you so much for reading this with me. Check out my other videos, and I'll be back later with more from Judy Blume.